Hey guys, welcome back to another Chiefpep video. So I realized that it has been a while since I made the last video, but that doesn't mean that my project has been standing still. I haven't been building a lot yet, but what I did is I've ordered a Diversion 900 front wheel, as you can see, and I've mounted that. Also, I've ordered my FJR 1300 front calipers, and I bought them on eBay. I've mounted them today and to see if that front wheel fits nicely with the calipers. Now I have to make a few adjustments. I have to make a different front axle as well. And maybe the calipers, it looks like they are not completely, or the discs are not really in the center of the caliper. So a few adjustments and that will make it work. Why did I order the front wheel? Because I just think it looks better than the FJR 1300 front wheel. The front wheel of the FJR is nice, but the spokes are just different, and I think it's nice if they are both balanced, that it's just exactly the same wheels. So furthermore, am I at this dead point? I don't know, maybe, because sometimes it's really hard for your project to continue, and I'm just really looking forward to a powder coated frame, powder coated wheels, and a wet blasted engine, so I just can start rebuilding, because I just love that. I'm really looking forward to the wiring, for instance. I love doing the wiring and just make it neat and great under the tank and everything. But I just can't start that yet, because we need to do a lot of work in the workshop. To give you an idea, first of all, that tank needs to be done. It doesn't fit completely on the frame yet, so I have to adjust that. I told in a different video. So that's something that needs to be done. Second of all, obviously the subframe needs to be done. But the subframe, I just want to start with the subframe when I know where the exhaust will be. Not that the exhaust will be on the subframe, but I think it's more important to start with the rear wheel. Now I'm going from this to that. I know that the subframe is something that needs to be done, okay? I know that. But the rear wheel is still not centered, and I can't live with that feeling that it's not centered. We've done so much work in the workshop to make that wheel fit better than it was, because it already fitted without any adjustments, but then it would be way off the center. And now we thought we had it centered, but it's not centered yet. So I want to go back to the workshop. I'm going to call up Rezelman and tell him that I want to take off a little bit more to make sure that it is centered. So that's something that needs to be done as well. Also, what's really frustrating is that I still don't have a spare tire. I just need a rear tire of 150 and with the inch of 4 in the width, because I want to know for sure that that tire fits in the rear, because I'm doing a lot of work at that rear wheel, but I still don't know for sure if it will fit with a tire. So that's also something I need to find. I need to find a tire, and that's not the hard part, but I'm not gonna put the tire on and then have to take the tire off, because I first want to adjust the wheel again, and we only can put that in a latte without a tire on it. So first we're gonna do the wheel, then I'm gonna put the tire on, and then I'm gonna make sure that it fits. Now I also have to put on the caliper on the swing arm. That's also something we need to do in the workshop. But first let's start with the tire, the wheel. It has to be centered, because otherwise we're welding a caliper on the swing arm, while the wheel will go further to the center. So first I want to make sure it's centered, then we're going to build that caliper. Now something else today, what I try to figure out is, because I was thinking, what are the things that I need to do in the workshop? Well, the tank is one. I may have to make a shaft for an axle for the front wheel. No, I don't. I think I'm gonna reuse the axle of the rear wheel, so that's okay. but something else is also a point where my exhaust will be. So today I've gathered all my stuff that I have from previous bikes, previous Viragos, all the different kind of pipes and exhausts. And I tried to figure how that exhaust works, and I have to be honest, I couldn't find it anymore. I was thinking, was it in front of this wheel or was it around this angle? I couldn't find out anymore. Now I've noticed also, I've watched some pictures on the internet, and I've noticed that a few exhausts go in front of the tire, and a few of them have a different way of finding the rear cylinder. I need to know where the exhaust will be. I like the looks of the pipes going underneath, so I want the pipes to be low, like this, the original kind of, because that goes with the project that I'm building. But still, then I need to know where the touch points will be, where that exhaust should be, because probably we also have to make that by hand. So that's also something that needs to be in the workshop. Now, for that, to find that out, I have to build in my engine again, but I can't do all these things at the same time, and this is the frustrating part, because I'm thinking like, okay, I have to do so much things, we have to find out a lot of things, and we have to make a lot of things before I can start rebuilding, because I'm really looking forward to rebuilding the bike. So now I just made the choice for myself. I'm going to do it step by step, because otherwise also the workshop will be completely, that would take too much time for the workshop. I want to do piece by piece, small pieces, and not claim like a few days after each other and do everything in one time. And also we have to make that, I have to measure, then go back, measure, go back, measure, etc. So one thing at a time, and I think I'm going to work my way from the back to the front. First that wheel, then the caliper, then I will find where the exhaust will be, so we make an exhaust mount, and if I know where that exhaust will be, then also my subframe will be easier to make. I've already made my choice for the subframe, by the way, didn't mention that. I will go for the start of the subframe will be the same as my Scrambler project, but then I will make it shorter and a little bit up with a small like point to the edge. So not a hoop like that, but a little bit more pointy. So that will be the way for the subframe. And also I want to do the underneath the subframe, I want to make it closed rather than a plastic fender or something. My last one had a LSL fender, but I'm not going for a fender like that. The seat will be the fender, so the underneath will be closed, and I can do some wiring there as well. And my ballistic battery will be there as well. Furthermore, I do have to figure out a way to lift the seat, because I want the seat to be easy to open. Maybe think of a mechanism, maybe an original mechanism as a lot of bikes have, and maybe just a small button where a small thing that I can pull so it opens. And that's also something that needs to be done in the workshop, and they need to know before they start making that subframe to make sure that they put in all the pieces. So I have to find that as well in the junkyard. So yeah, sometimes it's hard to find the motivation to keep on going. I just go, and if I have some spare time, I have to do this, I have to think about it, and at this point the down point is that I need a lot of thinking, like, okay, how do I want to do this, how do I want to do that, and also the planning process is something which is important, because everything at the same time is not a good idea, I figured, so I'm going to do it step by step. It's not that it's taking longer this way, it's just because you need to also, obviously I have a lot of things next to this project, and they need space in my head as well, so Sometimes I just have to focus on small points and not think of all the things at the same time, because if I do that, then the project is too big and I just can't handle it, and I probably don't want to continue it. So just make it in chunks, and by thinking in chunks and finishing things at a time and not starting the next and the next and the next again, that's not the good way, I think. So much for this Chiefpep video. Please subscribe to stay tuned, and follow me on Facebook if you like. Follow me on Virago Tech Forum if you like, and otherwise stay tuned in this channel. Thank you for watching. Until the next time. Bye.